This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, other ho, it's Jeff Cutastrophe. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, August the 3rd, is a former wide receiver in the NFL who played for the San Diego Chargers in the AFL, and then when he went to the NFL, moved from San Diego to Dallas. One of the greatest wide receivers of all time. He played for 11 seasons from 1962 to 1972. The first player in the Pro Football Hall of Fame to have his career primarily in the AFL. He's also a member of the College Football Hall of Fame. His teammates called him Bambi because he had a baby face and could run like a deer. But he was a legend in the AFL, especially the AFL. His name is Lance Bambi Alworth, who's now 84 years old today. He was born in Houston, Texas, and raised in Hog Chain, Mississippi. He was a good football player and then got a lot of people to notice him and all that. He was even given baseball contracts by the Yankees and Pirates back when you could give contracts to players without having to go through a draft. Well, Alworth turned them down and became a wide receiver and attended the University of Arkansas. And you think it's a little bit of a bias because, he went to the University of Arkansas and that's my college football team. That may be so. But mind you that, I figured he was a good enough player, and I didn't know he was born August the 3rd. So regardless, in 3 years at college, he led everyone in punt return yardage in 1960 and 61. He was a 3-time academic All-American, graduating with a degree in marketing as a pre-law student. A lot of teams put him on their All-American teams. And Oliver was part of the Arkansas teams that won 25 straight and actually won or shared 3 straight Southwest Conference titles. They won the 1960 Gator Bowl over Georgia Tech and lost the 1961 Cotton Bowl final. Even though Auburn was named MVP of that thing. He returned a punt for a touchdown. It was actually the last time a punt was returned for a touchdown in the Cotton Bowl for 51 years. And ironically enough, another Razorback, Joe Adams, was the next one in line to do so. So anyway, he was part of the school's All-Century team in 1994. Of course he would. So the AFL and NFL had a battle, of course, over draft picks and all that. The Niners drafted Alworth 8th overall in their draft, and Oakland selected him 9th overall. However, Oakland decided to trade his rights for a few players who didn't really seem that good and all that. Alworth decided to sign with the Chargers and play in the AFL instead of the NFL. He was made to be a flanker and all that. He had 10 receptions in 4 games in his rookie season, but in his second season, he jumped up, putting up over 1,200 yards receiving and 11 touchdowns, being the UPI's AFL MVP. The Chargers won the AFL title over the Boston Patriots. Over 7 straight seasons, he was a Western Division All-Star. He was a star flanker and all that. So anyway, Alworth did a lot of his jobs with the Chargers and all of that. He led the AFL in receptions, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, and total touchdowns 3 times each. He had 7 consecutive seasons of over 1,000 receiving yards. That mark would be broken by Jerry Rice, who had 11. He still put up a clinic. He had a great tandem with John Hadel, the man from Kansas, at quarterback, and was one of the best wide receivers around in the 1960s, AFL or NFL. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated when it was basically NFL over AFL and all that. Alworth had his productivity sharply decline in the first season that the Chargers were in the NFL after the AFL-NFL merger. So with that, the Chargers decided to trade him to Dallas for three people of not really notable things. He was part of the Cowboys team that went to Super Bowl VI and scored the game's first touchdown as he collected a Super Bowl ring with the Cowboys, something he didn't do with the Chargers. Although, they were in the AFL era and won a few championships there. He made some great catches and all that. He had one more season in 1972 and then hung him up. In 137 games, he had 10,266 receiving yards. Well, he broke the 10,000 mark with Dallas. With 85 touchdowns, receptions. In the postseason, he played 7 games, including his time in the AFL, catching 3 of them. 3 touchdowns. So he did quite well and all that. And in 1978, as I said, he was the first player who played in the AFL to have a plaque in Canton at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And the Chargers finally decided to retire his number 19 in 2005. It was into the 75th and the 100th anniversary NFL teams. He does have some NFL records. Notably, most games with 200 plus receiving yards in a career, 5, tallying with Calvin Megatron Johnson. The fastest to 5,000 receiving yards, 52 games. The fastest to 6,000 receiving yards, 62 games. Fastest to 7,000, 72. And fastest to 8,000, 83 games. It's amazing he still has those marks. And the most consecutive seasons with at least 13 or more touchdown receptions, 3 of them, tying him with Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens. He holds many Chargers records, receiving yards 1,600 back in 1965, receiving touchdowns 14 in that same year, seasons with 1,000 plus receiving yards in Charger history 7, and they're all consecutive. Anyway, he got married 3 times. He and his third wife live in San Diego. He has 6 children. And he actually founded a storage facility called All Aboard Mini Storage and sold the company for $196 million in 2013. So anyway, he may have been Bambi, but he was graceful and helping the Chargers become a real team in everyone's eyes. Coming over from the AFL. And that's how it is. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do